Hello. So I'm gonna move on from doing I'm just gonna do less vlogs per week now. So I've been doing like one a day, and I'm gonna keep on doing that until I hit the seventh one that I've done throughout the week, and then I can say I've done a week, and then I'm gonna go from doing seven to like maybe 3 or 4 a week, where I can actually collect kind of some new thoughts, and I'm not gonna feel like I'm talking about the same thing every time, because I don't want this to become a chore. And I've also realised, like, if I'm talking about the same things, I'm just not as interesting as I thought I was going to be. And it only took me 7 vlogs to find out that I actually don't have an amazing opinion, and that I'm not even that funny, and I'm not actually that interesting in general. No, I don't. I sometimes feel like I'm giving off this impression that I think that I'm funny, and I think that I'm interesting, and I think that I'm this and that, or insightful. I think that I'm funny, and I think that I'm insightful, and I think that I'm interesting, as everyone should, or you get like a bloody low self esteem, and you'll wanna. So I am just wanting not to like turn this into an emotionally laboring. I'm not. I don't want to turn it into a chore. I'm saying emotionally labored because I feel that way today. I'm like, I just can't be bothered. Um, I've been recently thinking about like what is funny, and because a lot of the time I'm talking to these people who are I always bump into these people who think that their humor is too, like, they'll say like, oh, my humor is just too complicated for other things, or my humor is too satirical for most people to understand, or my humor is too dark for people to laugh at, or gory, or whatever. And the majority of the case, it's not actually true. There is just a way to deliver. There's comic timing that you need to put in. You need to think about uh, actually the content of what you're saying being funny a lot of the time. So these people that are saying it will be like, they'll say something completely not funny, and then you'll be like, you don't have to laugh, and I don't have to laugh, so I'll just be like, yep, okay, you said that. We'll keep going with what you were saying around that joke, the thing that was actually interesting. Um, and then they'll be like, oh, didn't you get it, like the joke that I just told? And I'll be like, yeah, I got it. And then they'll be like, oh, okay. And then because you like, they can't say, why didn't you laugh? Little kids learning humor is the funniest as well, because they'll be like, was that funny? Right after everything that they say, they'll be like blah blah blah. Was that funny? And you'll be like, well, I would laugh if it was funny, little one. I would laugh if it was funny. You don't need to ask me. Um, and that's obviously the tone I'm gonna have with them as well. I'll be like, if it was funny, I would laugh, and that's gonna like destroy their soul. um, and then also, like, kids when they're learning humor will do this thing where they'll say something, and then they'll laugh, and then they'll repeat it under their breath, as if their audience has just repeated what they said. Like, I'll be like, your mum's fat, your mum's fat, and like mocking what I just said. Anyway, I really like watching kids learn humor. I've got to edit that, so I'm saying it faster. Like, I really love watching kids develop their sense. I really love watching kids develop their sense of humor. I did, because that sounded really creepy. um, but yeah, I've noticed and a lot of the time when people are telling jokes, the reason that it's not funny is because they just don't find it funny themselves. So they'll say a pun, and you can just see their eyes are dead. They just don't care about what they're saying. They're like, blah blah blah, ha 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 ha. It's that kind of a vibe. Or and then they'll be like, I don't know why that joke wasn't funny. It was really funny when I heard it. And it's usually because they don't think they're funny themselves. They don't think that it's funny themselves, or they realise that they've stuffed it up halfway through, and then they'll be like, it was funny before. Why isn't it funny when I did it? And also, like, what was I thinking of before? That's also like when you find yourself interesting. If you're not interested in what you're saying yourself, generally other people aren't interested. There's like a lot of the times I start conversations, and then I'll get halfway through a sentence and I'll be like, I'm not really interested in telling that anymore. And the other people will be like, oh, I still want to hear it. And that's only to be polite. And so I finish the sentence probably as well, because it's frustrating to get halfway through a book and then just not finish. But it's like, I'll notice halfway and I'll be like, oh, I don't really know how to finish this one. And I can't be bothered because that's going to be a lot of mouth moving to get that one finished. So I'll just stop. And then there'll be, then there'll be nothing left to do. Um, yeah, I should work on that. I forgot where I was going with this. I'm feeling a bit like I'm jumping onto different platforms kind of thing of thought, and I'm not thinking very straightforward. So, you know what, I'll just end it here. I'm sorry if I had a story and I've not finished it. Thank you for listening if you did. Yeah, thank you. Bye.